Hello, wonderful, wonderful followers. We are so glad you tuned in.
You know, you really sounded like you should have had like a Mr. Rogers sweater there. Hello, friends.
Take my sneakers off and put them back on.
We should do that from now on. That'll be our thing. Anyway, so we actually have, let me guess, I think beer and
we have a band.
a video.
We have never watched this band on this channel before.
Which is surprising because I have them on my playlist, so.
It's Muse, and the song is Compliance.
Compliance. I think that's how it goes. I remember seeing it on a commercial.
Yeah, I heard something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to check out the whole thing.
Yeah.
Give a reaction, drink this beer, and we'll see you in a second.
Be right back. Oh, I'll see ya.
I'll see you. And we're back, like I promised.
Yep.
What's the beer?
And we have, so I went to Atlanta, 2 weekends ago, I think it was.
Okay.
And we stopped at a brewery called Biggerstaff, and a great little spot. So if you're ever in Atlanta, it's in the Edgewood neighborhood. Go over that way. It's really nice. Great patio, great people. We played a little music bingo. Yeah. So, and I believe this was called Lapilli is the full name. We kind of washed it off a little bit here. But it's a double IPA and 9% ABV.
Oh.
So.
Good way to end the night.
Night, Professor. All right, so.
Clearly, we won't be doing any others after this.
Woo,
Given its
size.
and
Getting out of control here. Whoa.
Yeah, let me get you some paper towel.
I need a paper towelist. I need to clean myself. I made a little dribbles. Eee. Ooh. Don't squeeze it. That's what she said.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist.
If they're too obvious, they're not fun.
I know. Can't help it. All right.
So,
That's
nice,
pretty.
oaky honey color.
Yeah.
Nice.
About 2 fingers of head, fairly effervescent, nothing too busy, but kind of pilly, kind of like a marshmallow top, like marshmallow topping kind of texture.
I mean, it smells very
Hoppy.
Yeah, and like citrus.
Yeah. Maybe it's probably citra hop.
Most probably, yeah. We don't get as much content on this can.
Yeah, well, it's a crowler, so. But definitely very hop forward, very citrus forward, but nothing too offensive. It's not like danky skanky type of smell, like where you like, dude, is somebody smoking a big blunt around here? You know that beer? It's not that.
Well, speak for yourself. I'm getting it.
Bitter, like on the backside, but it's not abrasive as far as like, I don't know, not to me. I believe the professor has another opinion.
It's
a good IPA.
It's more piney
Yeah.
than
Citrus.
Citrus, yeah. So,
It's got the traditional, almost leaning West Coast IPA, where you get a little bit more of that kind of like Anchor Steam type of flavor. Not saying it's exactly like their IPAs, but something in that realm. It's not your hazy, obviously,
right.
But it's also not. It's hop forward, not fruit forward. So that's the reason why the professor is like, I'm gonna take a little sip.
We can sip on this while the video plays, and I'll have my
take it in
full opinion. Because I'm still thinking about it.
Yep. So let's watch Muse. Compliance.
All right, let's get it. I'm looking forward to this.
It's like a really effed up Children of the Corn.
Compliance. We just need your compliance. You will feel no pain anymore. No more defiance. your compliance. Just give us your compliance. We won't let you feel lost.
Baseline is ridiculous.
No more self-reliance. Fall into line, you will do as you're told. No choice, fatigue, your blood is running cold. We lose control, the world will fall apart. Love of your life will mend your broken heart. Life lived in fear, you need protection. You're all alone.
Okay. So clearly a dystopian type of a thing going on.
Clearly.
That makes me think of The Wall too. The way their faces are sort of blank and plasticky looking.
Yeah. And the whole thing's in reverse
Yeah.
so far.
Like,
I don't know if it changes, but
Yeah, like that Scientist by Coldplay. They have that video where the car actually goes backwards.
yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
So it'll be interesting to see where this starts.
Yeah, no, but I like the imagery already, and I think I've seen, because I see a lot of like stuff from Muse, but I never like really click on it and go down the rabbit hole. But that metal face I've seen before.
Yeah.
On other stuff. I don't know if it's an album cover or what, but
It also makes me think of that Korean show that was huge.
oh yeah, oh crap! If you would have said it, I would have known it instantly. Crap,
I
you know, with
almost said
the
Hunger
mask
Games.
with the
I'm
circle,
like, it's
but yeah,
not Hunger Games.
yeah, that thing.
But what else was I going to say? Oh, so that face, kind of metal face. To me, this is weird, and it has no connection. But this song makes me think of Styx's "Mr. Roboto." I don't know, something about the synthetic nature.
Maybe, you know, that
Yeah.
little synth hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you start having like weird reminiscent things with that sound, like almost like you listen. It's that '80s, straight up '80s,
Right.
Casio sound
Yeah.
almost, to where like Jump Van Halen had it.
There you go.
It was
Yeah.
kind of like that type of sound.
Yeah.
But oh, frick, what I was gonna say. It'll come back to me. Let's get back into it.
Okay.
Too much rejection. We have what you need. Just reach out and touch. We can save you. We just need your compliance. We just need your compliance. You will feel no pain anymore. No more defiance. Just give us your compliance. Cover your tracks, we know what's best for you. You've bitten off much more than you can chew. You're running scared, you'll run into our arms. Come join our clique, we'll keep you safe from harm. Our toy soldier, you'll do the dirty work.
It's weird. Him with long hair reminds me of Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth.
And something about this video is making me think of Aphex Twin.
Oh yeah,
With all
that
those-
come to daddy one.
the freaky
Yeah.
faces running around everywhere.
Ooh, sorry, that just gives me chills. That was an awful video, in many more ways than one.
It stays in your head.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does.
Stay loyal to us, we'll take away the hurt. We have what you need, just reach out.
Knight Rider.
and search.
Huh? Oh,
freaking Knight Rider.
But the bass line on this is so freaking good. And I got to go back a little bit. But yeah, it definitely has that. He does a lot. He plays a MIDI guitar or a guitar that has a MIDI hookup and a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So he does all the effects, a lot of the effects, let's put it that way. And the bass player. They have like a good bit of overlap to get like where they can play live and they don't miss any of the sound.
Wow.
Stupid.
The dirty work, stay loyal to us, we'll take away the hurt. We have what you need, just reach out and search. We can save you.
So
Just
creepy.
give us your compliance. We
He is not a pretty girl.
You will feel no pain anymore.
That's
That's
the
a nice
sample.
record.
Yep. Where's the Hoff? Look for a Hoff face.
That'd be nuts if they had that.
Be like what, those little hidden gems in the video.
No more defiance. Compliance. We just need your compliance.
So creepy.
Feel no pain anymore. No more defiance. We just need your compliance. Oh, fear is controlling you. It's time to give it up and give it to us. Give us your compliance.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. And this
do.
is one of those loaded questions that you may go, oh, yeah, this is what I think. Or you may go, fuck, I don't know. How do you think history will remember Muse?
I only know a few of their songs, but I can tell you that the other stuff I heard was not as synth heavy.
They have a lot that is.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, oh yeah. They have some, like, their newest album has some, like, really heavy stuff, which is kind of, like, they hinted at the ability to do that stuff in certain songs and certain parts. Oh, excuse me. But never did they go heavy all the way through.
Honestly, when I see them, I think of Rush. Not anything musically at all.
No.
But they seem like they're trying to do some kind of big concept.
Yeah, and they always do. They always have some kind of concept with it. And maybe influences there, but...
And the guy with his long hair, I don't know, he just makes me think like he's a member of Rush.
Yeah, and he usually
He looks
has short hair.
Canadian and he's got long hair.
He's English and he normally has short hair, and he just started doing the long hair thing,
Oh,
which is
really?
kind of weird. And he's dating Kate Hudson,
What?
who used to date Chris Robinson from the Black Crows.
That's true?
Freaking weird. I don't know. But anyway, so my point is, like, I've listened to a decent amount of Muse stuff now.
Okay.
Not a ton, but I've got at least 2.5 albums on my playlist.
Okay.
Comes through, and there's not really a bad song. And I kind of could put them in this genre, like they've been genre, so they don't stay where they are, but they always sound like them.
Right.
Some
Okay.
version of them,
Yeah.
which I think is really hard to do.
It's
and
a good thing for a band to have that.
And keep relevant for this long. They've been relevant for quite a while now. So I think it's one of those things that I think when Rush first came out, they had their huge fans.
Right.
But as they went down the road, they kept those fans and picked up other fans who began to appreciate them. Bee Gees were kind of like that. Bee Gees, people hated when they were just a rip-off Beatles group. Then they became a disco group,
That's
so they
true.
really got, But then people go back and listen to them, they're like, oh, you know how good they were, really?
Right.
Is that Muse, or is Muse their own thing? Because I don't think they get, especially him, his guitar playing and all the different things he does, I don't think he gets enough credit, really. I mean, he seems a bit pompous, and maybe he's not. I don't know. But
I don't know enough about them to lay down a judgment, but it sounds like you are pretty familiar with their music.
yeah. So
check out more of them.
I've been trying to keep away from this album.
Right.
It's been about a year now, I think, so I haven't really listened to much. I've heard little clips, like that's the reason I knew the little catch from this song.
Right.
But yeah, we need to listen to more of them. It's just fun. I don't know. It's just different than what I'm used to.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Listen to a little death metal, then throw a Muse in there. Why
And I
not?
love just that
Heavy synth.
old sound synth. You can play that in anything, and I'll be like, oh, yeah.
Deep track it. You're gonna like a lot of their stuff. It'll be right up your alley.
Cool.
If you like his voice, I think a lot of people flip flop on his voice.
I wasn't sure about it at first, but I mean, when
good,
he's
it's
in the higher
consistent, it's always the
register,
same.
it's always kind of similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but he does every once in a while, he'll do like a talky, deep voice.
Okay.
Kind of try to be, I guess, a bit Depeche Mode-y, Cure-ish in parts, and then he'll get into his high tone, which is his signature.
Okay.
But I was a big fan.
Interesting, though.
Becoming more and more of a fan of over the last couple songs I've heard of theirs. So, but that went on way longer than I thought it would. But anyway, so let's get back to our beer. So we had Biggerstaff's Lapilli. It is a 9%
Double
IPA, which is, as an IPA lover, big fan. This is going to be up there. I'm going to say this is a 3.8 to a 4. And I think it really depends on the day, to be completely honest, because, some days you're like, God, that's like damn near a perfect IPA. And then you're like, maybe I'm not in the mood for that type of IPA. It's always moving. There's so many different versions of IPA, but I really like this one. So, Biggerstaff, keep it up. I'll be back some point. I don't know when, but it was a fun time at your brewery.
Cool. When I used to like IPAs, I know what a well-made good one tastes like because I used to drink them all the time, and this is definitely a good one. I'll give it a 3, just because personally it has the things in IPAs I don't like.
Yep.
But those are just
the piney, hoppy
good
flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's considered good if you like IPAs like this.
Yep. Which we've actually found some ones that are like citrus forward that you've been a big fan of lately. So,
yes, that is true.
I think, if I remember correctly, on their menu, they have a couple that are more leaning toward the citrus flavors, which I think you'll be a big fan of. But anyway, maybe we'll do an Atlanta trip one day and go visit the guys at Biggerstaff again. Yeah. All right, so down in the description, guys, we have Biggerstaff's link, and we also have Muse compliant this video, so make sure you guys take a look at those, because that's why we do the show. And then we have some other stuff that I think Professor's gonna talk about.
Oh, like merch. And you can get 10% off. Did you mention that? BEVANA.
No.
They ship craft brews. You get some local craft brews from our area. Some of the stuff we drink
from the region, because I think they picked up one Florida beer, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
they're really expanding that.
Yeah, so I know they were, I thought maybe I saw it, they were talks with, so, but anyway, it's definitely something you want to look at, because you get to choose the beers you get from their selection. They don't send you just a pack of what they want you to try. So anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one. Tell your friends, and we'll see you then.